Hi guys, so today we're going to do the question and answer video about us and a relationship. I posted yesterday to send us the questions that you guys wanted us to answer, and here it is. Here's what you guys sent us. So let's get started. Question number 1.
Where's the beer?
That was not one of the questions, you guys.
I know, but I remember.
I can't with him. We're drinking that big old thing. All right. Cheers. Trae sed?
Está haciendo calor.
Okay, anyway. Question number 1. What irks you about each other?
You're stubborn.
I'm stubborn?
Sí.
That is true. I
Oh.
definitely am. What irks me about you? You leave everything everywhere.
Well, just in case you want to find me.
No.
There's traces.
All of your stuff. Like, you get back from taking the dogs to the bathroom. Y dejas un zapato aquí y la chamarra en el sillón. And I've gone to the point where a jacket will sit on the couch for like 2 weeks, and I'll tell him, please pick it up, and he doesn't pick it up. And I got to the point where I'm like, if you don't pick your jacket up, I'm gonna throw it away. And instead of putting it away, nomás la cebola la aviento en el closet. How is that putting it away?
Because it's putting it away. It's not in sight. It's not bothering you. Don't bother it.
How did you guys meet?
Adult friend finder.
That is not true.
At your mom's salon, hair salon. Back in 2009? 2009.
It was 2009 when we met. It was August, to be exact.
It was not August.
It was August.
It was the end of June.
It was
I
August.
remember correctly. It was the end of June. Because one of the first few texts you sent me, you're like, what are you doing for 4th of July? And it was the end of June when we met.
I think it was August. And it was 2009. It was right before I started college.
Before?
Yeah, right before. You start college in August.
I don't know. I didn't know about college back then.
Who made the first move? I think you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of first move?
I don't know. I just said, who made the first move? Like, relationship-wise, it was him. Actually, no, yeah, it was you all around, because you started talking to me first.
But first move, like kissing, it was me. And in front of her mom's cameras, because I didn't give a damn. And she got all mad and shit. I know there's cameras. I was like, I don't give a damn.
I was 16.
Yeah,
I
Joe
was
was
a
up in the air back
teenager.
then. I drank to that.
I can't. He's too much.
Simba, go over there. Go over there. Go play with Benny. Corre.
Simba's one of our needy dogs, and he's totally in love with him,
Ven, pues.
with his dad.
Ven, son.
Hi,
Hi.
Simba. Where's Benny?
Benny's asleep. Benny don't give a damn.
He's tired.
Unos cheetos, unos cheetos, unos cheetos, unos cheetos. Corre, va a hablar. ¿Cómo va a hablar? Corre, vaya.
Okay, first move. Was Chris planned or a surprise? He was a surprise. He was a total surprise.
You ever have money in your bank account and then like a week later you check it and the IRS surprises you? That kind of surprise.
That makes no sense.
It does if it's happened to you before.
It doesn't. And then somebody said, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello.
And then, are you guys tired of each other with the lockdown? Yes.
I mean, I have fun every day.
I'm just kidding. No, he gets on my nerves every day, but I mean, he makes every day fun.
She's just fun to be around all around. That's why I've been with her for so many years. It's just fun to be around. Like, even when she's mad, she's fun. Because then I make it a game like, what should I do now to make her happy? It's just fun all around.
Okay, that was sweet. Thanks, babe.
That wasn't scripted either.
I know. ¿Cuál es la primera película que vieron juntos? It was Insidious at your mom's house. Can't believe
No.
it. Yes, it was.
It was Backdoor to China.
No, it wasn't. We never saw that.
Yeah. Remember the porno?
We've never watched a porno, you guys. He's lying.
Yeah, it was Insidious.
It was Insidious, and I remember I was so scared to drive back home. It was at his mom's house.
It says the woman that stopped by McDonald's.
I didn't, because it was way past my curfew, and I needed to get home. I was 16 at the time, you guys, when we first started hanging out.
I was 12, so...
No, he wasn't. First impression. First impression, as soon as I saw him walk in through that door at my mom's salon, I saw him and I said, ooh, he's kind of cute. But then...
Keep in mind, I didn't have a haircut yet. I had just walked in. So imagine after the haircut.
You had a hat on.
También.
But then I heard him speaking Spanish to the girl that was cutting his hair, and I was like, oh my God. Like, no, se me fue el encanto. I was like, you are no longer cute.
Just because I started talking in my Mexican language. I'm fucking racist.
No, it was something else.
My first impression of her was... It's probably your butt.
You saw my butt?
Oh. I've always had a nice butt. Like, I remember the girl was trying to come here and I was like this in the mirror. And she's like, I was like, fuck. She passed by and I had to go like that. Like, I just couldn't. No, I'm kidding. Her personality, it just really stood out. And that's something I've always liked about her. I told her too. So yeah, her personality is what stood out the most to me. And I've always said it to myself, like, if I ever find a girl, like, for the rest of my life, her personality has to be, like, up here. And it's always been up here. So yeah, that's what stood out the most.
You're cute.
Thank you. You're not
Cheers.
drinking your beer.
Cheersies. Saboreatela.
Oh yeah, it's a 32 ouncer.
No es agua. What was your first fight about? Gee, this is like 8 years ago.
As friends?
I guess. What was our first fight about?
That I didn't want a girlfriend at the time and she wanted a boyfriend?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. That's what I remember. And I'm an honest person. Ask anyone.
He is an honest person, but he tends to forget sometimes. And as a couple, what was our first fight?
What was our first fight as a couple?
Ya ni me acuerdo.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. I think I do remember. It was me not wanting to go around her family for certain reasons. And it was just a really big argument. That's the one I do remember.
Well, keep in mind, you guys, that I'm the baby of the family, and he's the first boyfriend I ever bring around my family. So...
And the last, because look, she's still here.
We have a baby
Algo le
together.
gustó. Algo le gustó.
No comment. What gets you mad?
In general or about you?
Like about me.
That you act like a supervisor around my damn house. Always supervising if I leave my jackets around and shit.
Well, I mean...
They're jackets, leave them alone.
No, hay que tener limpio.
How's the jacket dirty? It's just sitting on the couch.
It's not dirty. It's just it doesn't go there.
It does after...
It doesn't go there. Like, it belongs in the closet. Like, when you go out and you take the dogs to the bathroom, like, please put it back where it goes.
You do have a point.
Thank you. I have a point. That's on camera. Please say that one more time.
She has a point. I do leave my shit around.
Yes, you do. And what gets me mad about you? Que eres bien necio.
In what way?
Like, you're just stubborn. Like, eres bien necio. Like, you have your ideas and you're like,
They're
eres
good
terco.
ideas. They're good ideas.
Eres bien terco.
Because they're good ideas.
Sometimes. Let's be honest. Sometimes they're good ideas. Sometimes I'm just like, ¿en qué piensas?
Mm-hmm.
¿En qué piensas? What's your guys' song?
A song like, I'm gonna say it's Niña de mi Corazón.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna have to say that. That was actually the very, 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 very first song that he dedicated to me, and he wrote it on a piece of paper in one of my binders when I was in school, and I still have that piece of paper.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
Those are
do.
lies.
I still have it.
Trump's gonna come looking for you.
Oh my god. I can't with you. What do you love about each other the most?
That she's always pushed me when I've doubted myself. I'll be honest with you. Like, if honestly, I'll admit it. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in school. I wouldn't have gone back to school. And luckily I did, because she pushed me. And now I have a future ahead of me, thanks to her, so. Mm-hmm.
Well, what do I love about you the most? Just, what don't I love about you?
Tell him.
My list is a lot shorter of things that I don't love about him than love about him. You know, like he said that I push him to be a better person. He pushes me to be a better person. I don't know. Like, he's taught me so many things, and I'm forever grateful for that.
It's because I was up here and you were down here, and I was like, no. I have to work my way. I have to teach her. Not teach her, but I have to show her. Not show her, but like guide her. So she's up here with me.
Well,
Keep
honey,
in mind, how old am I? I'm like
3 and a half.
4 years older. 4 years older than her. I've lived 4 extra years than her. So I've been down different roads. So when she gets to a certain situation, I'm already like, I've been there. So I'm going to guide you.
Well, I was 16 when we first met. I was a teenager. I was trying to figure out the world. I was trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do with my life. Like, I didn't know. Like, if I knew back then what I know now, I don't know. I don't know what would be of my life. We would probably already have like 5 kids.
The way she was climbing up the tree, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't. Next question, please. What makes you proud about each other? What makes me proud about you is just you keep working hard. Like, you're an extremely hardworking man. Like, you can be tired as hell from a very, very long day, and you still get home and you spend time with me, and you help me with Chris, and you help me around the house, and like, I'm just proud of you. Like, everything about you makes me proud. Like, I just love the way you treat me.
And what makes me proud about her is that she's always been the type of person that if she envisions something, she follows it till it gets complete. She never gives up. She's always positive. Even in like the worst way, like, this girl can dig herself a hole with no ladder, and she's still positive about it. She's like, "Well, dig me some stairs." So that's what I like. That's what makes me proud of her. She's a really positive person.
Thanks, babe.
Of course.
Who's a better kisser? Me.
Oh, fucking shit. I taught you how to kiss. You were 16. What are you doing kissing you? What's a kiss? Oh, it's going to be a long day.
Francisco, how do you deal with Stephanie's shopping addiction? Ooh, that's a good one.
how I it's simple. I've always told her. I was like, when you get to something that you see, ask yourself, do I need it or do I want it? I've always told her that. If you need it, grab it. If you want it, then you just want it. You don't need it, you want it. Always keep in mind there's a difference between needing and wanting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've always told her. That's how I deal with it. Even when I'm with her, like, she'll be like, oh, look at these shoes. And I go, do you need those shoes or do you want them? Oh, I really want them. They're cute. And I go, no, you don't need them. You just want them.
This is why I hate going to the store with him. Because es un sargento mal pagado when we go to the store. Like, I hate going to the store with him because I'll stop and I'll look at something like, muévele, córrele, no ocupas eso, córrele, come on, let's go, ya van a cerrar la tienda and it's barely 5 o'clock.
When I go to the store, I go to get what I need to get. If I'm going to go get milk, I go get milk and I go out the store with milk. The other day, this girl, what'd you go get? Detergent. This girl came back with toys for Chris, toys for the dogs. She came back with, what'd you come back with? Came back with unnecessary shit. It's all put away now, though.
Like I said, hay que tener recogido.
Amen.
Who said I love you first? It was me. I said I love you first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
It was me.
Yeah.
I remember it was at your mom's house.
Yeah, in the beginning of our relationship, she was always like the one to show more affection. I was more like the hard type. Like, I was never the type to, like, be that soft. But then eventually, she watered my garden, and now I'm soft.
I watered your garden?
Yes.
¿Cuántos hijos quieren tener? Like 2 or 3.
At first, I wanted 5.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God, quería un kinder.
I come from a big family, and I mean big family. My mom had, like, siblings altogether. She had 10. My dad's siblings altogether, he had 10. So I come from a big family. At first, I wanted 5. After seeing what she went through with Chris at the hospital and everything, I'm fine with 2. I'm fine with Chris, I'll tell you that. If the next 2 happen, they happen. But I'm fine. She went through a lot. I don't want her to go through that again.
It was hard. It was very hard. Like, it was pregnancy.
Not to mention, she was always a bitch too.
I was pregnant.
A month pregnant, and she was being mean as shit.
I didn't know I was pregnant. No, pregnancy-wise, it's beautiful. It's extremely beautiful. Like, I absolutely loved it. Like, I have to admit, like, that's when I felt beautiful the most, and when I felt like, I don't know, like, I just felt like I was glowing. I felt amazing.
Hola.
I did.
Cálmate the light bulb.
You would even tell me I was glowing. I'd glow. I don't know, like, pregnancy-wise, it was amazing, but when it came down to birth, this little guy flipped the last minute. He had a party in my belly, and it was very painful. Luckily, I had amazing doctors, but it was the contractions, my water. I mean, it's part of labor, right? But it was painful. I'd do it again, though. Definitely.
Otro fine.
Niño.
I'm fine with 2, man. I'm fine. I have my boy. That's what I've always wanted, so I'm fine.
Yeah, he wanted a boy. As soon as he found out I was pregnant, like, he's like, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. I'm like, how do you know it's a boy? Like, no sabemos.
I got tested a long time ago. I can only make boys.
I don't believe that. Next question. ¿Para cuándo la boda?
When this quarantine is over, when I get my check from Trump, when I do my taxes, when I pay all my fucking bills, that's when the boda is. If you want it faster, contribute.
I'm buying. What's that one thing about our relationship that makes you the happiest?
Say it again?
What's that one thing about the relationship that makes you the happiest?
Say it again?
Read it. What's that one thing about your relationship that makes you the happiest? ¿Qué te hace feliz? ¿Qué es lo que te hace más
Donas,
feliz
cafecito.
en nuestra
Oh.
relación?
That you've always been down, even though... I'll keep it real. That you've always been down, even though you know I was a hard ass. You know I was a fucking... You know, I came from the streets. And still you wanted to be there because you knew you had the ability to... Not to change me, but to... Not persuade me either, but to... Not guide me. What's the word I'm looking for? To hold on. To show me that the grass is green on the other side. And that's what I've always liked about our relationship, that I can be the most negative person, but somehow you find a way to see the positive, and 10 seconds later I'm this little positive little person. It's just, you have that power to not set me straight, but just to be positive, I guess. Because I always find something negative. Just,
oh my God, yes you do.
like, I used to thrive on negativity. It was fun.
I don't know how, but
And for example, for road rage, I used to want to get out and just stab someone. And then this person Stephanie would be like, hey, you know what? Maybe he's a new driver, this and that. It's, you know, he just doesn't know how to drive. It's his first time. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's keep moving. Hey, my friend, it's okay. Please, you know, have a good day.
oh my God, he was an angry ass driver. You were terrible. You still are. You're a terrible driver.
Oh, I'm not. I just know how to drive nice.
No, sometimes I have to close my eyes. That's why you don't drive.
I auditioned.
If I'm in the car, he doesn't drive.
I auditioned for the Fast and the Furious, but they said I was too much, so.
Next question. What makes you insecure? Just not being able to put my part in this relationship. Like, not being, I guess, a good wife, a good partner, a good mom.
Good.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I just want to be enough. Like, more than enough. You know, like, I want to be amazing at it. Like, I try my best. I give it my all.
What was the question?
What makes you insecure? Stop drinking that beer too fast.
I honestly, you'd be surprised. I really don't have insecurities. Like, I've been through so much in my life to the point where I guess you can say I'm really mature. There's times where I'm immature, but it's for fun reasons. It's to entertain her, to make her smile or whatnot. But insecurities, I'm probably insecure about my body.
Which I absolutely love.
When we met, I had a six-pack, I had a chest, I was ripped. It looked like I was carved out of stone. And now with, you know, she got pregnant. I'm not saying it's bad, but I want to be here. And I still want to help her out. So I haven't been to the gym in like a year now.
As soon as he found out I was pregnant, like, we kissed the gym goodbye.
That's what probably makes me insecure in my body. Other than that, just not knowing what the future holds. If I'm gonna be able to, you know, set a future for, you know, Chris. You know what I mean? I want him to have a nice life. I want him to not go through what I went through when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as insecurities, I really don't have any. Just my body, and then just, you know, what the future holds. I'm really insecure about that with all the shit that's going on. Immigration's behind my ass.
No, it's not. But I get what he's trying to say. Don't worry, we'll fix you papers.
I don't want papers. I don't need papers.
Yes, you do.
No.
Anyway, what scares you the most? Not knowing I don't know. What scares you the most? For me, it's like que algo le falte al niño. You know, like algo te falte a ti for my part. You know what I mean?
Well, when it comes to me, nothing really scares me, and you'd be surprised again. Like, if you want to fear something, fear God. You shouldn't get to the point where something scares you. Just, when there's a will, there's a way. I always make it my top priority for her and Chris to have everything.
Yes, he does.
Whether it's the good way or the bad way, they're going to have everything. Not everything, but they're going to have it.
The good
Whatever
way.
they need.
The good way.
And nothing really scares me. It's, like I've always said, and I've always said this, and you can ask people, ¿qué me asusta a mí? La pobreza. That's what scares me. Nothing, no. I don't fear anyone. Nothing else scares me. What scares me? La pobreza.
I remember, and this is true, one day he was having a conversation with his siblings and they were talking about like life scares and stuff like that. He's like, yo le tengo más miedo a la pobreza que no sé qué. And even though he was joking around, like he was serious about it, because like what he was saying, like, I don't know if you're okay with me sharing this, but he said that sometimes like there was times where they didn't have anything. Like nothing. And me, I come from a family where I had everything. Y demás. Like I was so blessed enough to have everything from everyone. Nunca me faltó nada. Nunca. Even today, like, no me falta nada.
A mí sí me falta algo.
¿Qué te falta? Más cerveza.
Un refill.
This man's gonna get drunk within like the next 20 minutes. Take it easy.
Bro, take it easy. You haven't taken a sip. That thing's expired already.
No, it's not. It's
fucking thing has mold.
It's halfway. Mira, it locked itself. Hang on, guys. Most memorable date or day. Most memorable date. What's your most memorable date with me?
When we first started dating, I didn't have a car. She didn't have a car, so
I had a car.
Bull fucking shit. We used to walk or take the bus to wherever we wanted to go.
No, I had a car and then I totaled my car. I totaled Billy Bob.
So, like what I was saying, you didn't have a car and I didn't have a car.
But we had a... Oh, you're right. No, we were just dating.
See what I mean?
We were just dating and then I crashed my car.
So, my most memorable date is we used to walk everywhere we wanted to go. Liquor store, food store, movies, mall, whatever. So we walked to the movies and we saw a scary... What scary movie was it?
It was that one, I remember because it was that scene where like they come, like the hands come behind the mom and they clap behind her.
Oh, it was The Conjuring.
It was that one, right? Yeah,
It was
porque está la mom in the basement y salen las manos like from right here and they're like...
I want to say it's The Conjuring. And then back in San Mateo where we used to live, if you're San Mateo, you know this. So 3rd Avenue has that one walkway that's it's really long. It goes over 101. So and it's dark. There's like no lights right there. There's supposed to be lights, but it's always fucking dark. And
it's as scary as a bridge. It's hella dark.
We used to walk, and that night I think it was like 1 a.m. when we had to walk back. And there was just noises left and right. So we after that we just started running home. And I'm always gonna remember that just for the fact that it was 1 a.m. We just saw that movie and we had to walk our asses home. So I'm never gonna forget that.
After that, we said no more scary movies when it's hella late. And then we got a car. My most memorable date, was our first date. I'm never gonna forget it. Like, we had to sneak behind my mom's back.
Oh.
And I remember I was working at my mom's salon.
One of her coworkers hooked it up too.
Yeah, she did. And then there was this taqueria right next door to the salon. And we had tacos on our first date, and our date was out in the break room at my mom's salon.
And keep in mind, every time I went, that taco lady, she would always hook it up. She wouldn't charge me. And I never told Stephanie this. She wouldn't charge me.
She never charged you?
So I would go in there and be like, oh, 4 tacos and then 4 tacos. And it goes, oh, you're going next door? Yeah, with Chiquita, she used to call you? Chiquita? And I go, yeah. And she goes, oh, está bien. I would never pay. So that lady hooked it up. I don't even know that lady's name.
La Chaparra. Her name, let's just leave it at La Chaparra.
She hooked it up. Shout outs to her.
I still keep in touch with her? Yeah.
Mire que le mando saludos que le invito a la boda.
Le mandas la invitación ya que you popped the question.
Sí.
Favorite memory of each other. My favorite memory is, and I'm never gonna forget this, is when I found out I was pregnant. I came out and I was freaking out. I remember just freaking out and like I come out and I give him I tell him I have to tell you something and I show him the stick. Like I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. And he looked at me and he thinks I'm kidding, and then he looks back at his phone and then he looked at me and he's just like,
I was playing PUBG.
I mean, you seem confused to me. But he's looking at me and he's like, and his little eyes just like lit up with like so much joy. I have never seen him so happy in my life. Like throughout this time that we've been together, like I've never seen him so happy.
That's probably my favorite memory too. When no, it wasn't that. It was like everything settled down, and then like a couple of minutes later, we were on the couch. And then she starts crying, and she goes, "We're gonna have a baby." And I was like, "Yeah, a little me and you." I'm never gonna forget that. So that was a good memory. And he's sleeping too. Gracias a Dios que me ha despertado.
I know, with your loud ass.
No talk.
And last question. What's your secret to staying together all these years?
You go first.
This one...
But I want to hear this shit too.
This was tough to accomplish and to do, but I think communication. And this is one thing that my dad told me, like, as soon as when I told him that I had a boyfriend that we were dating, he gave me this piece of advice, and I'm never going to forget it. He said, and he said it in Spanish. He said, platícale todo lo de tu vida, platícale tus secretos para cuando alguien venga y le platique cosas de ti, él pueda decir, yo sé, ella ya me lo contó. Pretty much like what my dad was saying, that tell him your secrets. That way when somebody comes and they try to gossip about you, like he can say, I know because she already told me. And I think that's the secret to our relationship. And this is probably one of the hardest things that we had to accomplish, because we were both terrible at communication. Like, we just didn't know how to communicate. One, I was really young when we first started dating, and he was in this mindset that, like, I'm still in my prime time type of status. And this was really hard. We communicate a lot. Now we do.
Now we do, and I like it too, because arguments last like an hour. And then after that, if it's my fault, I'll go to her. If it's her fault, she'll come to me. Before, it wasn't like that. Before, arguments would last 3 or 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
We sat down and I told her, I was like, hey, you know what? If you want to keep this going, like, we have a baby now, dude. I don't want to get before we had the baby, when we had the baby, when we thought about the baby, just in general, we sat down and we talked. We were like, you know what? If we want to keep this thing forward, like, we gotta communicate. If something's bothering you, you gotta let me know. If you don't let me know, then it's never gonna get resolved. And one thing I need to work on is listening to you. If I don't listen to you, and if I just say we'll talk about it later, it's never gonna get resolved.
Yeah, and it's just it would just continue to pile up and pile up and pile up and pile up until, like, out of nowhere, like, the smallest little thing would, like, tick me off or would tick him off, and it was like this huge argument about, like, the smallest and simplest little thing. Like, I would get mad because he would put a dish in the sink. And it was just like a ton of shit piling up.
For example, this thing's right here. After the video, I'm gonna get shit for this being right here, so.
No, you are
yes,
not.
I know you. I know you.
I mean, just put it where it goes.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
We'll be right back. Someone will come. Round 2.
Fortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
No. What's the question?
Te toca a ti.
What's the question, please?
What's your secret to stay together all these years? And trust me, you guys, we've had people ask us, damn, you guys are still together? Damn, it's been so long. Like, people will ask us, like, on our social media, people that will see us. People will see us at Target in San Mateo, because that's where our relationship started, in San Mateo. They'll see us and they'll say, damn, you guys are still together? We're like, yeah, we have a baby now. He's right here. And 2 dogs. Simba's so needy.
Oh, yeah, you won?
What's her secret to staying together all these years?
Making good love. Rocking the boat. Make sure it's not the Titanic and it goes...
You do realize that we're filming, right?
Yes, and you probably have Nickelodeon sponsoring you, so... So what was the question? ¿Cuál es?
What's your secret to staying together all these years? For the 5th time, that is our question.
For staying together all these years?
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this one, I'm going to keep it real. And if you copy this shit, I'm going to sue you. This is copywritten material, so... One thing that I've done for the past 8 years is I always wake up, right? And I'm making my mission. Thank you. And I'm making my mission to find an imperfection in her and just appreciate it. You know? Like, it can be anything. Like, for example, she can be sitting there in the bed. I'll wake up before her. No makeup on. Hair is a fucking shit show. Drooling, snoring probably, you know, letting out a little... And I'm
oh my
just
god, who doesn't do that in their sleep though?
Who doesn't do that in their sleep? I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Honey, you do.
That's probably one of the dogs. But yeah, so just appreciating her for who she is, because I know for a fact that when she's not wearing makeup, she feels vulnerable. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. I don't feel okay.
And just looking at her and just smiling and saying, "Damn, dude, like, I appreciate you. You're cute, dude. Like, I don't give a damn what makeup can do. Makeup is not going to change the person who I know." You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that and just taking that imperfection and just loving it for these past 8 years, that's what's kept me with her. Not just kept, but like, that's what made this relationship work. That every day, dude, I let her know she's beautiful. Every day I let her know that, like, there can be 1,000 fish in the sea. And I mean fucking the best salmon. Tuna, fucking swordfish, great white sharks. I don't know. I don't care. But I'll always go back to this Nemo fish. What's the Nemo? What kind of goldfish over here?
I'm Nemo now.
See, little Nemo. Montadori. Just letting her know, dude, that she's the only one that I honestly don't want anyone else. That anyone else can just... I don't give a damn what you got to offer, dude. Like, love is a strong thing, dude. And when you find it, when you really find it, you'll know. Because there's one rule to life that my dad told me, my brother that's, you know, locked up told me. He said there's always going to be 3 women in your lifetime. The first one's going to be your first experience. The other one's going to teach you. And the last one is the one you're going to gather everything up with and build an empire. And that's what I'm doing with her. And that's what's kept us together. Just, you know, just on my part, just letting her know that she's special.
Yes, he does.
She's like fucking Halley's Comet. Once in a lifetime. You know what I mean? So... just things like that. It's the little things that make life beautiful, my friends. Just the little fucking things. It doesn't have to be what shoes she buys me, what hat she buys me. It's the little things. Me waking up. Hey, babe, there wasn't enough pancake mix, but I made you 2 pancakes just for you. Just little things like that, dude, that I appreciate, that make me want to be here. Even before Chris, that make me want to be here. I've always wanted to be here. You know, and that's what's kept it going this long. You know what I'm saying? Some advice out there that my mom gave me, it's, if you ever find yourself that your relationship is failing, think of it as a plant in December. Plants in December, they dry, they don't grow, this and that. Come, you know, springtime in January, February, water it, fertilize it, take care of it, and it's going to bloom again. Same thing as a relationship. If you find that your relationship is failing, work on it, water it, nourish it, and I guarantee you it will fucking grow. Because we've been to the point where we were going to take that fucking plant out and just replace it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We have,
and just working on it. You know, letting each other know that, you know what, I want you and you want me. Let's fucking make this work.
And you know what, guys, like, it's been mostly like me that's sometimes like I was ready to throw in the towel. That I was like, you know what, well, fuck this, like, I'm done, like, I don't have to deal with this. And he's always been the type of guy that's like, no, like, fuck that, we're gonna work on it, and we're gonna give it our all, and if it doesn't work, well, then we'll figure it out. And I really appreciate that about him, that he's never given up on our relationship.
You know, growing up on the streets, you don't turn into a quitter. You know, you find the toughest way and you take it, and just obstacles like that. I've always liked tough obstacles, because it's like, fuck, how am I gonna make it
cookie.
work? Fucking cookie, you're expired dough.
That's mean.
That's how tough you are. You called yourself out. I was just, adding. Just things like that. Just things like that that I've always found not fascinating, but I've always been intrigued by. Just whenever she's like, not to call you out, but whenever she said, fuck it, you go your way and I go mine, I'm like, it's time to show you what you're gonna miss. And it's always worked. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best out there, but fuck, I will give you the best. I'm not perfect.
The best that he can.
I'm not perfect, but I will show you what perfect is, even though I'm never gonna be perfect. But it's what's always kept this relationship going, like just things like that.
He's the type of guy that he will literally like se quita el bocado de la boca y te lo da a ti.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but yes.
He will give you everything that he can, and he will give you the best version of him. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about him. Like, he gives you the best, the best of him. And I'm always going to appreciate that. I'm always going to love that. And I don't know how to describe you. You're awesome.
I feel awesome right now.
You are awesome.
See? But yeah, that's advice I would, not advice, but that's what I would say that's kept it going for this long. Just, things, I'll add to this, probably the end of the video, but I'll add to this some healthy advice for everyone that's watching. My brother, like I said, locked up. He always told me, never walk the same road twice. Or if you're gonna learn from your mistakes, make sure you learn from other people's mistakes first. Learning from other people's mistakes, that's gonna help you to make fewer mistakes. And that's what I've always done. I've took shit from my past, from relationships I was not involved in, but that I lived through, friends and their girlfriends and shit, and just took a little bit from everything, and I set it all on the table. And that's, like I said, that's what's kept it going for 8 fucking years. Look at her.
Ups and downs.
Chill out. Look at her. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She can have any fucking guy she wants. Probably a white boy too. And she's here with me. You know what I'm saying? So
what does that help you with anything?
No sé, my God. Perdón. Point is, she's beautiful, good enough to have anyone she wants. And I'm pretty sure she's still here because, like I said, I just bring everything to the table, dude. Like,
I just love him. Like
I'm
I
all
said,
that in a fucking bar of soap.
jabón sote.
Al que te tengo.
Shut up. Like I said, my list is a lot smaller, like extremely small, of things that I don't love about him versus the things that I do love about him. Like I love him all around.
Like, it goes back to when we met. I always told her. She's like, oh, Batman's my favorite superhero, this and that. You know, it's okay, chum. Like, darling, I'm not a fucking superhero. I'm a villain. And I've always been a villain. And I've always told her, a superhero's gonna wanna return you to wherever it is you got stolen from. I don't. I wanna fucking steal you and keep you for me. Fuck everyone else, so...
Alright, you got... Okay, you guys, that is it for today.
That's what I hate about you. You can't let me drink my beer.
You had too many, and you're drinking way too fast.
Way too fast. It's been an hour.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has. 40 minutes.
You just killed it at 32.
Before it expires today at midnight, so I had to.
Anyway, that's it for today, you guys. If you guys have any more questions, you guys want to know more about us, just please let us know, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. Again, thanks for watching.
Have a good life. Have a good quarantine.
Good night.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Send the turkey.